What's the point of doing a show like this if you're not willing to be vulnerable?
There was crack, there was some weed, and there was Newports.
That's who I am. That's how I grew up.
I just saw a gun, and I said, damn, they got me.
The DNA came back that he wasn't my father.
I wanted to kill myself.
He was the love of my life, oh my God.
I was molested when I was 8 years old.
I'm not mad at anybody. I'm hurt.
When you get a chance to see how I get down, how long I've been getting down, and when will I stop? Never. Check it out, we on TV Ones. I forgot the name of the show already. Yeah, this is Uncensored.
Well, I like to think that I am magical and mystical and fantastic for the most part because I'm able to deal with really difficult situations and find the funny in it and I always try to find the positive in everything. So I feel like unicorns are like that. You know, they're kind and beautiful and they're majestic, and if you're nice to them, they'll let you touch them and stuff. And if you're mean or rude or try to hurt them, they will stab you with their horn. And that's me.
Tiffany Haddish's Black Girl Magic has put a spell on us in 2017.
Like now I know I'm a beast, okay? I'm a unicorn.
With her New York Times bestseller, The Last Black Unicorn, to her groundbreaking guest appearance on Saturday Night Live, to her scene-stealing role as Dina in the box office smash Girls Trip, Tiffany Haddish has gone from the hood to Hollywood and handled it like a boss.
Tiffany Haddish, she's uncensored. South Central LA in the 90s was, you know, a unique place. There's gang violence, there's crackheads, there's Jehovah's Witnesses, there's a lot of lots of police. I used to think that all the police were on that TV show Chips. I used to think all white people lived in TV. And every time I saw white police, I'm like, oh, there go the guy from Chips. I was a weirdo. But what else was it? It was, you know, you couldn't really go outside and play. Wasn't allowed to go outside and play because it was always some kind of like, you know, drive-by. Ice cream trucks. That was amazing. Oh, I love ice cream trucks, man. I used my comedy to protect me for the most part. Like I would crack jokes, I would, you know, be silly. I tried to join a gang and stuff. I wanted to be a gangbanger, but they wouldn't let me join. They said I was too goofy. When I was a kid, I had like a thing growing on my forehead. Now, I thought it was a mole, but actually it was a wart. And kids used to call me a dirty-ass unicorn. And I had like a mole around my chin. I had this mole here, mole on my nose, and then the wart growing out my forehead. So after a while, I got tired of them having like all this power over me, and I decided, you know what, yeah, I am a dirty unicorn. Yeah, I'm a unicorn. I'm the last black unicorn. And then I would chase them with my horn and stuff. And then my grandma, one day, because I was complaining about it, I used to cut it and it grow right back. And my grandma was like, that's herpes. Not herpes, but she was like, she said I basically had a disease, and HPV or something like that, she said. But anyways, took me to the doctor, and the doctor confirmed that it was a wart, and then she burned it off, and now I don't have it no more. I ended up in foster care because my mom had a car accident. Back in the 80s. She said that the car couldn't stop. She couldn't stop the car, it wouldn't stop. And there was already 2 cars, I guess, stopped in the fast lane on the 10 freeway, and she hit them. She hit that car. She said she couldn't stop. She hit that car, and I was 8, almost 9, and my mom had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, everything all over again. And basically everything she had taught me up to that age, I was teaching her. So it was very difficult for her to like get reacclimated. And once she's like once she came, you know, she was able to do things and stuff, but she had like an excellent vocabulary, okay? Her vernacular was fantastic. But after that accident, sometimes it's hard to like pull words. So she would get so mad, she'd hit you. You know, if she couldn't express herself, she just, you know, I can take a punch now. You can't never knock me out, boy, I tell you that, yeah, you can't knock me out. But, and I'm grateful for that experience. And because of that, I was always trying to figure out ways to make her laugh, to distract her from, you know, her frustration. You know, she had issues with my dad. Like my dad, she used to say I look like my ugly ass daddy. And for a long time I thought my daddy was ugly. And then I actually saw him and I was like, this man is beautiful. Like, I'm glad I officially met him as my father because I probably would have tried to date him. But she used to say that, and I think it was because she had issues, like they had domestic violence issues. My father and my mother, they fought a lot physically. And so I think that, especially after her car accident, that would pop up. That's a memory that would pop up, and she would look at me and that would remind her of that, and then she would want to fight me. Before the accident, I used to get spankings and stuff before the accident, and like, you know, she was funny, man. She was funny and fun, and we would go roller skating, and like, she was fun. After my mom's accident, she doesn't get diagnosed with anything in particular until we get removed from the house. My brother, I would lay out his clothes and then he would decide to put on whatever he wanted to and go to school when he wanted to. And so he put on with some pee-pee clothes, some stuff he peed in, went to school, and then he'd tell the teacher, yeah, I'm hungry. My mama don't feed me. We don't eat at home, which is not true. I cook, and and we would get, you know, our food stamps and get groceries and stuff. But I guess that's what he said. And so then the teacher has to report it, and so then the social workers started coming. And when the social workers started coming, and there's like all this investigation stuff, and then she is under psych evaluation, and then that's when she gets diagnosed schizophrenic depressant. And then she's been also diagnosed as manic and paranoid schizophrenic. The social worker didn't take us until my mom got into a fight with the front neighbors. Like, we lived in the back house. We had a 5-bedroom house in the back, wet, Section 8, $36 a month, popping. And then the front house, there was a front house. And in the front house, it was this couple, this married couple. But I don't know if they was really married, because he was always hitting on my mama or whatever. And then they had like 3 kids, and him and my mama got into this big fight while I was at school. They got into a fight, and I guess she tried to hit him with a 2x4, but she hit him, but she accidentally hit his baby. But she didn't hurt the baby, but the police came, and then they took her immediately. Instead of taking her to jail, they took her to the hospital, to the, psych ward, put her on that hold. And then the social worker, when I got home from school, I see my mama in the police car. And the social worker's like, you gotta get all your stuff, and you gotta pack it up in these trash bags, because we gotta go, you're gonna go. And then my stepdad was there, and she's like, she told him, if you want, you could take your kids, because like him and my mom weren't together, but I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and those are his, and then I'm the only one that come from my dad. And she said, if you want, you could take your kids, and they don't have to be placed in the system. And he was like, and she's like, and I could take Tiffany, or you could take them all. And he was like, oh no, take them all, because I ain't got nowhere for them, so you take them all. So then we all got placed, and I told her I want to ride with her to wherever she take my brothers and sisters, so I know where they at. And so we dropped my 2 sisters off. They got to stay in a really nice house, and my 2 brothers off, and they stayed in a cool place. And then she took me to McLaren Hall, and then came and got me a few days later, and then took me to that lady house. And that's how I got in foster care. Can't have a tissue.
And now, a first look of the new series, Uncensored.
Men say some of the craziest things. They're like, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. There's no way you could be a comedian. Why don't you come back to my place and tell me some jokes? Like, nah, I ain't coming to your house to tell you jokes. Hey, if you want to get some time, you got to give me some time. You want 5 minutes? I'm gonna need 5 minutes.
I'm what Biggie and what Tupac would have been if they were still here. I fought at least 50 people from 1979 to like 1985. And they've been beat up so many times, I can't even count no more.
I am definitely the chick that if some goes down in the middle of the night and you need backup, you call me.
50 Cent, you know, he was jabbing with a bunch of New York artists. Then I said to myself, oh, he just go down the line. Well, I'm gonna introduce him to a Dade County.
Don't come to our show if you don't want to hear what we have to say. If you're going to fire shots at me, you might get a shot fired back. That's just Nene Leakes, okay?
Me and my father ended up in jail together, but it was because, for whatever reason, the police thought that he was some type of huge kingpin. I remember when I got out, my father asked me for $100, and I thought he was asking me for $100 because he was about to get the process started with my lawyer. And then I'm like, well, what happened to that $100 I gave you? And he was like, I took it to eat.
I didn't want to go to heaven. Because I said, if you gotta feel miserable to go to heaven, I guess I'm going to hell.
I think most of the labels that I was signed to, they all wanted me to be my sister. And I was not interested in being in nobody's gown, singing something I ain't been through yet.
Set your DVR now for Uncensored.
Can I have a tissue?
Finally, Unsung is back with Silk.
Haven't lost a step.
Unsung season premiere, Silk, Sunday, February 18th at 9 on TV1.